Oh, hi there. Hey. Well, welcome to my space. Good to see you again. See you back already. This is your first time over here. I'm Kylie. Nice to meet you. Today, what I'm going to be talking about is how it's okay, actually good, to be different. Throughout life, usually from a very young age, we get indoctrinated into this culture that penalizes people for being different, for being individual, that, kind of punishes us for stepping outside of the norm. This starts usually when we're very young as kids, where when one kid is different, all the other kids will go and just attack them. And unfortunately, we're all kids. Doesn't matter how old you are, we're just grown-up kids. And people tend to attack and alienate those who are different, as adults too. But here's the thing. It's good, if not vital, to be different, to stand out. And let me tell you why. I want you to just take a second and try to think of one person who did anything that you like, anything in the public eye, anything not in the public eye. They can be a scientist, they can be a politician, they can be a musician, they can be an actress, anybody who did something that you like, or did something special, or did something that mattered, who wasn't different. Okay? Try real hard. Someone who's completely normal, a normal person. And you won't come up with anything. And the reason why is if you want to be special, you have to be different. That's all there is to it. And everyone wants to be special, but a lot of people don't want to be different. You see the problem? The society we live in it's confusing. And we are still in a weird stage of evolution, We're still only less than 100,000 years into having self-awareness. Like, that's not a long time as a species. That's just not a very long time. We still have the primate brain going on, which is, oh, different? This means you won't have the same survival instinct. Oh, I can't mate with you, you're different. That's what we got going on. It's just old mating rituals. That the thing that stood out, we think, oh, well, that might not necessarily be as good of a sexual reproductive partner. That's where it comes from, right? That's where attacking differences comes from. And that is valid, right? Because back in, the year 500,000 BC, if you're the woolly mammoth with the 11 feet tusks, well, you're going to get a lot of prey. But if you're a woolly mammoth with 3-foot tusks, you ain't getting shit, So they're gonna treat you weird because you're different and you have small tusks and you're gonna die and you're not gonna be able to create good offspring and you're not gonna reproduce and you're gonna die. Well, nowadays, it's not like that. Nowadays, you being different doesn't matter because modern technology has taken us to a point where it doesn't matter. Being different is a fundamental part of accepting yourself. You need to understand that you, yes, you, there's no one in the world like you. And you can do that and you can frame that as, oh my gosh, I'm a strange motherfucker. I'm the only one in the world who's like me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Or you can frame that from a place of, wait, I am literally 1 in 7 billion. You are 1 in 7 billion, sweetheart. Think about that for a second. That there is not a single individual in this entire universe, multiverse, who is you. You in your body right now, not even, and going even deeper than the you that's thinking, than the you that's watching, your consciousness is individual. So why the fuck would you want to just be like everyone else? There's no such thing. And if you spend your life trying to fit in or trying to be like others, you won't. Because you're still going to be 1 in a billion. But you're going to be 1 in a billion that's trying really hard to be like that other 999,999,999. That shit's sick, okay? Think about everybody who's created something special, everybody who's done something you admire, everybody who's done something that these people are different. They tend to be weirdos, okay? Anybody who's ever done something special tends to be weird people. Because you gotta be real weird to embrace your difference. But let me tell you, that's good. And if you can learn to say, okay, I'm different, and that's what makes me beautiful, okay? I have different stripes than any other zebra in this here jungle, okay? I'm the only cheetah with an extra paw print. You know, whatever thing that makes you different, that's so special. Like, understand, you are a singular being, okay? And that is so special. When you think of beings that are different, they tend to be larger than life. You think about goddesses, you think about mythology, you think about all these things. Well, babes, you're just as special. Because just as anything you can imagine, you are just as unique as that. You are as unique as a snowflake. You are as unique as a paw print in the ground. You are as unique as all the Greek gods and goddesses. You are as unique as anything you can conceptualize. That's beautiful. And this world is a crazy place, okay? It's filled with animals and creatures, and in order to grow and live, we have to kill. Whether we're killing plants or animals, it's just it's a necessity. We are all killers. We kill the world, we eat it, and then we eventually die and become recycled into it. This is the process of life. You know, the things that happen with our bodies, with all these things, that's not what's special. What's special is what's in the mind. Because you the person, you, not just the idea of yourself, but you, the consciousness, you, the conscious being inside this vessel, you are the person who shapes your life. You're the person who has limitless imagination. You can imagine galaxies. And fundamentally, everything you imagine, there must be the perfect chemical reaction in your brain to show you that image. So fundamentally, anything you can imagine is created on the most micro of levels. Any universe you can create in your imagination is just as real as you are, okay? Any being you can imagine is just as real as you are, because you are imaginary. And that's hard for people to understand, but you are. Your body's not imaginary, okay? Your face, your feet, that's not imaginary, that's very real. But you, the person, the personality, are totally made up. You are a product of your own mind. And if you are spending your time and turning that person who you are into just a carbon copy of what you think normal or going with the flow is, you are wasting your life and you will never do anything special. If you are embracing that you are this limitless being, you can be whatever you want to be. Now, hold on a second here. You do still have to take into account the laws of this world that we live in. You know, you can't imagine that you're a parrot and suddenly fly away. That's not how it works. What I'm trying to say here is we all have inherent differences. We have different spots and freckles and things we've been through and different experiences. And what you need to do if you want to fully embrace and love yourself is love every part of you that's different. Even love the parts of you that you want to change. Love the parts of you that are your favorite. Love the parts of you that you don't want to be present anymore. Love yourself into your ideal state. And what I'm saying here is we have our present state and we have our ideal state. And this is just a part of being a human. We have these concepts of past, present, and future. Science tells us time doesn't work like that. Time, there's no such thing as the past. There's no such thing as the future. There's just the eternal present, and time exists like space. You know, if we were a little bit more conscious, we could walk through time. But we're not, and we're not conscious of how we exist in time. So, because you can't imagine a future, that future self that you want to be, here's one of the coolest tricks ever. Instead of saying, oh, I'm here and I want to be here, go here to where you are in the future. Think about where you want to be in the future. If you can think about it, you can imagine it. So now start imagining circumstances, start imagining yourself in it. If you can imagine it, you can feel it. Start feeling the gratitude for everything you have in the future. Start feeling how good it feels for all those things you want, and then accept it. And if you can feel the gratitude and the thankfulness for all the things that you want in the future, you bring those feelings to now. Well, those feelings couldn't exist unless the potentiality for that to happen exists. Meaning, that's how you do it. It's all mental. And so understand that this world is mental. And at the end of the day, what conformity is a lack of accepting self. And this is a really hard thing to grasp at first. Not because it's hard to understand, but because it's hard to accept. It's that you, the being, you, the creature, you, the animal, you're going to die. Your personality's going to die. Your thoughts are going to die. That doesn't come with you. But for whatever reason, this world isn't empty. Every single one of these people, every single one of us, including you, you're sitting inside your body. You watch from behind your eyes. You listen from inside your ears. You taste from your tongue. You have all these sensations. What you are is not your thoughts. What you are is not your taste. It's not your smell. It's not your hearing. It's not your sight. It's not any of your senses. What you are is the awareness that gets to experience all of it. Okay? If you were your body, you wouldn't be aware of your body. If you were your thoughts, you wouldn't be aware of your thoughts. What you are is awareness, is consciousness. And science tells us that consciousness permeates everything. Okay? What we all are is consciousness. That's all we are. You know, the illusion that we are the people in these bodies exists because consciousness exists through everything. And your mind becomes aware of the consciousness that you're a part of. Realizing who you are is more about realizing who you're not. But you have something that is magic inside of you. You have the ability, through your consciousness, to control your mind, to control this being that is your vessel, to interact with others in a positive way, to create good change in the world, to be a good person. And although these are all subjective ideas, you know, being good is pretty fucking simple. And expressing love is pretty simple. It's being nurturing. It's working towards evolution, you know? It's working with others towards evolution and helping them with their evolution. This is all we're doing. We're here to evolve. We're here to evolve, you know, and to spread our evolution and then to die and be recycled into the next thing. So throughout this whole crazy process, in which you get maybe 100 years if you're really lucky, 40 or less if you're unlucky, but that's just how it goes. Why the fuck would you want to be anyone but yourself? Right? Why would you want to be anyone but yourself? Why would you like what? And you probably would and you might think a lot of people think they want to switch lives with other people. No, the fuck you don't. Okay? Whatever you got going on in your head, everybody else has their own version of that shit going on. Nobody, no matter where you are in life, even if you're making $1 million a day, if you're making $1 a day, you get used to what you know. Your whole life is based on perception, and what perception is polarity put into form. So if you've made a $1 a day every day of your life, and one day you make $100, you're gonna feel like you hit the lottery. If you make $1 million a day, and one day you make $100, you're gonna think it's the end of your world. All life is perception and perspective. And all that is polarity. You couldn't have good without bad. If we didn't have good, we wouldn't know what bad was. If we didn't know what sameness was, we wouldn't know what difference is. All these things. So just let go of any idea of how you're supposed to be. Whoever you naturally are when you let go, when you're sitting and you're not thinking, when you're just being in the moment, that is you, motherfucker. And you better love that fucker, because that fucker is you. Love yourself. Give yourself a hug. Look in the mirror. Tell yourself how good you look. Whatever you gotta do. Go get some ice cream. Go get some expensive sushi. Go sit in the desert and meditate. It doesn't matter. But whatever you have to do to get to a point where you can just say, I love me. That's what you gotta do. Be happy to take up space. That is a divine gift. You are 1 in a billion, and within every single every single sperm exchange that created you, you were the one sperm that made it. You raced millions of other sperm, and you won that fucking race. You are a better you are a better fighter and racer than just about anybody. Like, understand that even though we're such a mess, we're pretty fucking elite. Like, every single one of us was the best sperm. Like, think about that shit. You were the best sperm out of all the sperm. And so if that shit doesn't make you feel special, I don't know what will. Anyways, I hope this was motivational in some way. But goodbye, spermies. I'll see you in the next video. Love you. Bye.